Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, the tax noose is tightening on multinational profit-shifting strategies. But first, President Trump today signed an executive order formally withdrawing the United States from the 12-nation Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deal, following through on a promise from his campaign last year. The US has also announced a renegotiation of NAFTA. Meanwhile, Australia and Japan are pushing ahead with ratification of the TPP. New Zealand has already done so. It seems there is a determination to do this trade deal even without the US involvement. The OECD says tax haven Bermuda is among a handful of new nations that have finally joined the crackdown on multinationals' tax avoidance strategies, known as base erosion and profit shifting. China has announced that its arable land area has been reduced to 133 million hectares, and that continues to shrink. Despite record grain harvests in 2016, overall output shrank after a run of 12 consecutive gains. They are worried and are set to make the most stringent land conservation system to protect arable land like a giant panda. By the end of 2016, Sydney's median house price climbed more than 10% to a record $1.1 million. The strongest quarterly result over the year was December, with prices up 4.7% in the 3 months. This is a turnaround from a year ago when prices were falling there. Momentum from interest rate cuts in May and August and a resurgence of investor activity is said to be driving the Sydney market. Affordability issues are now a top priority for the new New South Wales Premier. And in Western Australia, the signing of a state agreement with the Bella Bella Infrastructure Group to construct a new iron ore export port between Katherine and Port Hedland and construct a 162-kilometre railway linking stranded iron ore deposits in the central Pilbara is a $3 billion project majority owned by New Zealand's Todd Group. In New York, the US Treasury 10-year yield actually has fallen sharply today as Wall Street gets the jitters over protectionist prospects of the new US administration. It is now at 2.4%. That fall will probably resonate in local markets today. Oil prices are a little lower today, down to just over $52.50 for the US benchmark, while the Brent benchmark is now just on $55 a barrel. But notice how New Zealand pump prices are now at over $2 a litre for unleaded 91. The gold price is unchanged at $1,210. The New Zealand dollar has now moved slightly higher overnight and will open at 72.1 US cents. Actually, against the US dollar, we're now as high as we have been since the November OCR review. On the cross rates, we're at 95.4 Aussie cents, and against the euro at 67.2 euro cents. The TWI is at 77.5. I'm David Chaston, and that was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.